בוקר טוב, שלום עליכם מוריי ורבותיי. בעזרת השם נדמה אותו צדיק רבי חיים פינטו, נדמה אותו ועוד צדיקים מהקדוש ברוך הוא. בעזרת השם bless each and every one of our holy קהילה ודביק ברכה והצלחה בסייעתא דשמיא גדולה. מקדם וברך את כל נזקי תקון, ונבקש מהקדוש ברוך הוא give all of us the merit to reach to a personal גאולה, a personal redemption and a redemption for all כלל עם ישראל. אמן כן יהי רצון בעזרת השם. We know רבותיי that right now we're in one of the most important periods of time, or if not the most important period of time throughout the entire year. The Mekubalim, as we mentioned in the past, took this period of time as Yamei HaShovavim, the time of Tikkun Midat HaYesod, as even more important than Elul. Because in Elul, we repair past sin. In Shovavim, we create a connection between us and HaKadosh Baruch Hu to avoid any future sin, Chas v'Shalom. And that's why the Mekubalim took this period of time as a time of Bniyah, of building, of the Yesod, of the foundation, of not only on a spiritual level as Midat HaYesod, but even the foundation of a person within himself. Where in this period of time he can build the pipes of Shefa, the pipes of Torah, the pipes of inspiration, the pipes of Simcha, where it is all the foundation that connects us to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Now it's the time of building, the time of growth. But now, when we speak about building and about growth, it's not just a smart thing to know how to build. A person needs to know how to maintain, how to hold the bracha that you already achieved. So in life we do tefillah, we do limud Torah, we uplift ourselves, we go to the mikveh, we watch ourselves from doing lashon hara, we keep kasher. All mitzvot that build our spiritual self and build our spiritual foundation to be a keli, to be a vessel, to receive the shekhinah, to receive the kedusha, to receive the beracha of Kudsha Baruch Hu. But keeping that vessel whole is fundamentally important to be able to even achieve or to receive any bracha from the first place. And this, Rabbatai, brings us to something that we've been speaking about very, very often lately with the tzaddikim, and that is the midat of kas. You know, Rabbatai Arizal gives a teaching in Parasha Tzav, in Likutim, of the chumrah, the severity of essentially an act that we don't necessarily see as so bad. And that is the act of one being upset. When you think of anger, you think about it as a mood or a feeling or an emotion that a person had. And then that emotion goes away and the person gets over it and finished. Arizal says that the midah, the attribute, the act of kas, of anger, is the biggest sin that a person could commit in the entire world kula. Where there is no sin that a person needs to be as careful of doing, like midat hakas, like anger. Why is that? And how can a person do teshuvah? So Arizal says that essentially the midah of kas, of anger, is not even a mitzvah that a person could do teshuvah, an avera that a person could do teshuvah for, because it's not a sin that necessarily puts a check of one more sin in the box. But the act of anger is even worse. Why? Because Arizal says that the midah of anger kicks away and empties a person not only of his neshama, of his ruach, of his chaya, of his yichida, all the spiritual aspects within a person's self, but it even destroys any spiritual build-up that he's done in the past. So a person for 10, 20 years can do mitzvot, and can keep himself from being b'kedusha, and he can receive a high neshama, and he can do all these spiritual things to reach himself to a much greater level. One time he's upset and all that disappears. And that's why the teshuvah of anger, Arizal says, doesn't really exist, because it's not even a sin. It's just a destruction of one's spiritual build-up to. And that's why Arizal says that the sin of kas is the worst thing that a person can do. Because all his bacha, all his vessel that he's built, gets broken in one moment. And that is why Chazal say, Kol hakoes, kilu uved avodah zara. A person that is upset, it's like he does idol worship. Because he takes all his spiritual surrounding, all the mitzvot, all the asagot, all what he achieved, and in one moment he burns them. The question we can all come to is, how can we all prevent ourselves from sinning? How can we all prepare ourselves to avoid ourselves from that act of being upset? So the Zohar Kadosh is something simple. The Zohar Kadosh, a person needs to always remember, kas comes from one act. Kaas comes from the act of the Satan, Yetzer Hara himself, coming within a person and occupying that person like it's his own neshama. And that is why we say that kol hakol is kilu v'avodah zara. A person that is upset like he does idol worship. Because Yetzer Hara actually leads him, and Yetzer Hara actually occupies the place where the neshama sits. Because the neshama in that moment cannot lie in a body that is upset. It will eat the neshama up. So the neshama escapes, and Yetzer Hara takes its place. And that's why the Zohar Kadosh says, you're not allowed to look into someone's eyes when he's upset. First of all, if you look into his eyes, you will see that it's like it's a different person. It's not the same person you know. But also, if you look into the eyes of the person that is upset, it's like you're looking into the eyes of Chas v'Shalom, a bad soul, a bad source. Hashem Yirachim. The source of Yetzer Hara and the reason that Yetzer Hara comes down to the person in the first place, Zohar Kadosh is simple. Zohar Kadosh says, it's whenever a person is about to receive big shefa and big bracha, the Zohar Kadosh says the Satan pushes against that body and tries to find the smallest gap where he can squeeze himself in. And the moment he squeezes himself into that person's body, he's able to take control, he's able to, Chas v'Shalom, break the vessel of that person and make him uneligible of receiving that bracha. And that's why, Rabotai, a person is to take every opportunity where he feels that he's about to be upset as an opportunity of achieving big shefa, of achieving big blessing that is supposed to come down to him from the first place. And if a person will be able to catch that small little moment, that second before he's about to be upset, and take advantage of it and control himself and say, this is the Satan trying to destroy my bracha, this is the Satan trying to take over what belongs to me, that person will have the strength and the inspiration to push away the Satan and to overcome that anger, as well as B'ezrat Hashem achieve that big bracha that he is meant to receive from the first place. And especially, Rabotai, in this period of time of Shovavim, which is a period of time of growth, of building, of the construction of the foundation to receive more brachot throughout the entire year to come, we need to make sure that wherever we're going to build, we'll be able to keep for ourselves for many, many, many years to come in Kinetzah. So in the minute that Rabbi Pinto and all tzaddikim HaKadosh Baruch Hu bless each and every one of our kehillah with big bracha v'tzlacha, siyata d'shmaya gedola, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu bring us to a place of redemption and in Kinetzah.